Diastole Turkey, sold by Whole Foods and other retailers at premium prices, says on its website that its animals are never given hormones, antibiotics or growth stimulants. But Diastole Turkey samples tested by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, suggest otherwise, leading consumers to wonder, can these companies be trusted? According to testing conducted under the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service, FSIS, National Residue Program, samples of Diastole Turkey products tested positive for numerous drug and antibiotic residues. One of those drugs, chloramphenicol, is strictly prohibited by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, in food production because it's known to have severe toxic effects in humans including bone marrow suppression or aplastic anemia in susceptible individuals. According to an amended complaint filed November 13, against Diastole Turkey Ranch, the FSIS inspected Diastole turkeys on 4 dates in 2015 and 2016, and reported, in addition to chloramphenicol, residues of antibiotics important for human use, veterinary antibiotics, a hormone and other pharmaceuticals. Animal rights group Direct Action Everywhere, DXE, brought the action against the privately held Sonora, California, turkey producer and the Superior Court of California. DXE is suing Diastole for falsely advertising its turkey products as hormone and antibiotic-free, and for deceiving consumers about how the company's birds are raised untreated. According to the lawsuit, Diastole Turkey products tested by the USDA were positive for residues of ketamine, a narcotic. The Drug Enforcement Agency describes ketamine as a dissociative anesthetic that has some hallucinogenic effects. Ketamine's street names include Special K, cat tranquilizer, and cat Valium, the latter two referencing its veterinary uses, and it is commonly referred to as a club drug because it is used illegally at dance clubs and raves. The FDA has not approved the use of ketamine in poultry. Amikacin, an antibiotic for human use that the FDA considers important for humans. Spectinomycin, also an antibiotic for human use. Hygromycin, an antibiotic for veterinary use. Ipronidazole, also a veterinary pharmaceutical. Melangstrol acetate, also known as MGA, a synthetic hormone. Sulfanicin, an antibacterial drug feed additive. Kim Richman of Richman Law Group, which represents DXE, said that to the best of his knowledge, the USDA did not test any certified organic Diastole turkey samples. Since organic meat goes through a certification process, the end product is not tested. It appears that the National Residue Program samples only non-organic meat and poultry, Richman said. This isn't the first time some of these drugs, including chloramphenicol and ketamine, have been found in poultry. As reported by Bloomberg on June 22, the Organic Consumers Association, Friends of the Earth and Center for Food Safety sued Sanderson Farms, the third largest poultry producer in the U.S., for advertising its chicken as 100% natural even though USDA testing reported finding drug residues in Sanderson chicken samples. Consumers aren't pleased to learn that factory farm poultry brands mislead them, but they aren't necessarily surprised either. But it's a whole different story when the brands they thought they could trust turn out to be making false claims too. Are Diastole and Whole Foods misleading consumers? Producers like Diastole, and retailers like Whole Foods, know consumers are willing to pay a premium for hormone-free, antibiotic-free turkeys from farms that have high animal welfare standards. But what happens when companies make claims that don't live up to consumer expectations? Diastole Turkey claims its birds live idyllic lives. On its website, the company says, "All of our whole-body Diastole turkeys are raised under our strict standards. We support our turkeys with a healthy environment, fresh mountain water, and the clean air from the Sierra Nevada foothills. Our feed never contains fillers, our birds are never given growth stimulants or antibiotics, and we never make compromises when it comes to the quality of the feed." Whole Foods gives Diastole Turkey its 5-step animal welfare rating standard, a rating intended to differentiate factory farm meat from pasture-raised. The rating not only sets high standards for the comfort, physical safety and health of the animals, but also prohibits the use of hormones and antibiotics. The USDA testing suggests that Diastole is deceiving consumers about the use of antibiotics and other drugs on its farms. A 9-month investigation of Diastole Turkey Ranch by DXE suggests Diastole also deceives consumers not only about the use of antibiotics and hormones, but also about how the turkeys it sells are treated before being slaughtered for meat. On its website, Diestel says, "We pay close attention to the health of our birds by spending time with them in the fields, observing their behaviors, and making sure they have the best environment possible." But according to the complaint DXE filed against Diestel, the turkey producer bases those claims on one Picture Perfect farm as its poster child farm but raises most of its turkeys elsewhere, under industrial factory farm conditions, and the Picture Perfect farm is rated Step 5. Even though most turkeys do not enjoy those Step 5 conditions. In reality, DXE's investigation found that the vast majority of the turkeys sold by Diestel are raised under very different conditions than those portrayed by the Diestel website. According to the complaint, the DXE investigation found turkeys raised in overcrowded barns, turkeys found languishing or dead, turkeys suffering from excessive confinement, turkeys trapped in feces that covered much of the barn floor, up to 1/2 foot deep, turkeys suffering from swollen shut eyes, swollen nostrils, open wounds, and/or bruises, turkeys missing large patches of feathers as a result of pecking one another and/or defeathering from extreme stress, turkeys routinely subjected to beaking and/or beak trimming, turkeys laboring to breathe in an enclosed barn environment dense with ammonia and particles of dried feces and feathers, as many as 7% of birds in a barn dying in a single week. What's a consumer to do? We've put together this holiday turkey buying guide that steers consumers in the direction of reliable sources of honestly marketed turkeys. And as always, we recommend consumers take advertising and marketing claims with a grain of salt, until those claims can be verified by a third party. In the meantime, we're asking consumers to ask Whole Foods to stop selling Diestel turkey products.